So welcome to a new Game Stuff episode, and I got a lot of things to go through here, some stuff from the past, some modern games, and I'll ask you guys before I begin, what are some new Game Stuff things that you have picked up for yourself personally? What have you picked up in brand new video games, old video games, merch, figurines? Let me know down below. And I also just want to say that I want to thank everybody for buying the t-shirts. Yes, the 15th anniversary design for the shirts for the anniversary of the show. The show has turned 15 years old, and I can't believe it. And the shirts are only up for a limited time, so grab one. I'll put a link down below. If you've ever wanted to support the show or enjoyed the show on a Sunday, whenever it comes out, grab a shirt down below at asianshock.com. The shirts will only be up for a limited time. Okay, to start with, yes, a small little game. A huge game, in fact. A game that's been resurrected from the past for our present time now that I never thought I would see ever again. I played it 27 years ago, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're remaking it. And I'm like, what, really? And that is Super Mario RPG for the Nintendo Switch. I picked up my physical copy, I went down to Walmart that morning, and there was a few people in lineup to pick it up, and I was like, whoa, this is really something I never expected to see 27 years ago. A little bit of hype for this. And I'm really excited for this game, not only for myself, but mostly for everybody else, because I've already played the original game. I've been playing a bit of this game as well, just to experience it again, and I love the facelift they've done. They've done a really great job taking the original game and honoring it and bringing it into a new package and a new remake for a brand new fan base that may have never experienced it. And that's what I'm excited for, is for people to experience this great little gem of the past. And it is an old gem, a game that at the time when it came out, and I was there the week it was out, it was a cultish game. It was like an RPG with Mario, and it was very dark and kind of eerie in a way. It really was. And it looked like claymation at the time. I know that's something that I think a lot of people don't mention anymore, was how much of a wow factor this game had when it first came out. You're like, oh my god, look at it, it's like claymation and all that, but it's dark and it's square soft and it's kind of edgy. Yes, I know, a Mario game being edgy. This is as kind of as edgy as we kind of got, and I loved it, and I love the music, and I love that they have the original music in this, and they have the brand new rearranged soundtrack for it. I think it's brilliant. My daughter loves watching me play this game. She loves Mario, and I just want to say I never got my daughter into Mario. I never have pushed video games on her. I don't want to do that. I want her to be her own person. But she saw some trailers for the Mario movie, and she's like, can we watch that? I'm like, yes. And so we watched the Mario trailer probably about 50, 60 times. And then I said, do you want to see that in the theater? And she's like, yeah. So we went to see the Mario movie, and she loved it.
That was amazing.
Now, she just, everything's like Princess Peach Mario, you know, whenever she sees that and all of that. It's really, really cute. So, yeah, had to pick this game up. Did you guys grab this? What do you think? Is there anybody out there who's never played Super Mario RPG, or they're playing it for the first time? I'd love to know your impressions, what you personally think of it down below. Let me know. We're gonna go back to the past for a second here with this one. This game is unbelievable in its history for me personally, and even for the channel. And I finally got a box copy since 1989, right? It's been like 34 years, which is so ridiculous. I finally got a box copy because I've talked about this game, it must be like 40 times on the channel. And that is Dungeon Explorer on the TurboGrafx 16 right here. This game lives in infamy for me personally, and for a lot of you out there. I love the game, but it also has one of the greatest things ever. The worst box art in the history of video gaming. Look at this box art. I've talked about this so much over the years, and I'm so happy I have a box copy of it so I can just look at it and go, what was going on here? But it's so classic now. It's one of those things. So the game is a gauntlet style game. You can play multiplayer with your friends. And I've only ever played the one-player game. I think me and Kim played it as a two-player game at one point years and years ago when we were doing our Let's Play Again episodes of there. And I love this game. It reminds me of 1989. The TurboGrafx was brand new. It was hot. And I got this game, and I remember sitting in my parents' basement. I remember it being really cold and sitting on the floor, which was like cement and, you know, a small bit of carpet, and playing this game in the dark. Like, I swear to God, it was like 11 in the morning, and I was just like, wow, it felt so magical. So magical, and I love this game so very much. It really means a lot to me, and that's why I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna get a boxed copy of this game because it really means something to me. And you know what, my 50th birthday is coming up. I know, it's coming up in January. I can't believe it either. It's like ridiculous. One of the, you know, I'm not a needy person on my birthday. I'm not like, oh, I need a big party. I need a lot of, you know, attention. I don't want any of that usually at all. But the one thing that I would like for my birthday, I know this sounds crazy. Sounds crazy. This sums me up quite a bit. I would just like to get some friends over, to have some tea, have some cookies, and play the multiplayer finally. I have this in the TurboGrafx Mini, and I'd love to get everybody over and play it the way it was, you know, meant to be played back in the day. And that's what I want to do for my 50th birthday. Go figure. And here's another game from Nintendo. This is a remaster of a game that came out on the GameCube, and I couldn't be more happier. Pikmin 1 and 2. This came out in the launch window of that holiday season all those years ago, and I bought it, you know, the day it came out. And I remember being on forums back then and really kind of dissing the game. I was just like, Miyamoto is in his backyard doing crazy things. I don't know if this is a game for me. I was there day one. And I picked it up. And it was so charming, and it was brand new. I know, this is when Pikmin originally started, and I was wowed. And the first game holds so much magic for me. Discovering the Pikmin and exploring the world as little astronauts, and it was just so imaginative, and it really just hit a chord with me. And it was just one of those beautiful things. I had the GameCube, and I had this game right next to it, and it felt fitting. The GameCube was magical, and as time goes on, I know there's a lot of people that dissed the GameCube back then, but as time goes on, isn't it getting better and better when you look at the GameCube and the launch lineups and all of the games that came out after that? Love it. So very happy to get Pikmin 1 and 2. I got all the Pikmin now on my Switch, and I really like having that collection all in one place. Okay, River City Girls. I played the first game, I reviewed the first game on the channel, and I really, really loved it. Me and my friend Jay were playing it in that summer when it came out, and we just thought it was awesome. We thought it was awesome. And I ordered this, you know, God, this must be like so long ago now, I can't even remember. I ordered it, and I'm like, can't wait for it to show up, and it's been delayed and delayed, I swear to God. And all of a sudden it just shows up, and I'm like, oh yeah, River City Girls 2. And so I'm looking forward to getting to this in the future, playing it with Kim. I've heard they've improved upon it quite a bit. I had a few nitpicks with the original, you know, when you'd be too close to a door and you'd go into the next area, and by pressing the wrong button, that used to kind of frustrate me a bit because you're just mashing the buttons, killing enemies, where I can't wait to play this game and revisit River City Girls. I mean, the first one was a fun beat 'em up. You know, we could buy things and all of that and just go through the levels, and it had a bit of humor. I love the anime artwork on there. So looking forward to jumping into this in the future. Okay, this next one is a funny one for me. It really is. That is Silent Hope. Here's the physical copy of the game. I just want to say that me and Kim got a copy of the game early. We reviewed it, and we were charmed by the game, but this game wasn't a AAA game by any stretch of the imagination, and we shouldn't have enjoyed it as much as we did. And we even said, I think me and Kim even said, it's a 7 to 7.5 style of game. That's what it is, and all of that. And we reviewed it, and I played a lot of it by leveling up Kim's character quite a bit while she was out for the day, and I was like, there was something that happened. This game shouldn't be you know, looked at as a great game, but in the playing of the game, I kind of really enjoyed it, and so did Kim. In fact, it was weeks after we did the review. I thought we were kind of finished with the game, and I'm like, oh, what are you playing? Kim's sitting there with her Switch. I'm like, what are you playing? She's like, oh, Silent Hope. I'm like, you're still playing Silent Hope? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'm so like addicted to it. And so there is something to the game, you know, grinding up your characters, getting them stronger, being able to go down into the depths, even, you know, further. There is some addiction here, and I think this will find a right audience. I just want to say that I just loved this edition of the game. I love the artwork on it. I'm like, I have to have this. And you know, it's really weird. This is one of those games I will always look at on the shelf and remember me and Kim reviewing the game together and having some fun with it. And just, you know, sitting leveling up her character for the day. It's kind of like our game now. Isn't that weird? Even though it's not the greatest game of all time, it's kind of like our game. Okay, this is a funny one. Bonkaidos 1 and 2. I'm just ripping off the band-aid there on this. Oh my god, I picked it up. I said I was gonna snag this, and I said in an episode, RPGs I tried to like. I got this originally on the GameCube, and I could just never get with the program. I really wanted to enjoy the game, but I could never get with the program. I never could fully get into the game, and I know the game has its fans, and I'm really happy that you all enjoyed it. For anybody out there that really loved this game, I'm jealous of it. But I put in a bit of time into the original, and I really wanted to enjoy it. The one thing that I can say that I did enjoy was the graphics were beautiful. Oh my god, back then on the GameCube, you're looking at this thing going, oh my god, this is great. And the soundtrack is really good. It was just the card combat that just kind of threw me off. And I just kept trying to get into it and I couldn't and all that. But I said, and this is the kind of person that I am. This kind of person I am. The game, I didn't love it at the time, but it lives in the back of my mind. And I have some nostalgia. I have a soft spot for the game, even though I didn't like it. Isn't that so funny? I know, it's just like, you know, like nothing in life at times is just black and white, like, oh, I love this game, I hate this game, and all that. There are some games that I truly hate, truly. But this is one of those games that doesn't deserve hate. It was just one that I personally couldn't get into, and it's one of those ones that I did want to own and put it on the shelf and go, yeah, and Bonkaidos. Like, it really meant something to me at that time of, you know, wanting to like it, you know, not fully getting into it, but I definitely did pick up a copy. Dokapon Kingdom Connect, right here. This is a quirky one and a strange one, I know, but when I saw the gameplay and I saw there was a game board, like a board game, and it had RPG combat, cutesy anime characters, I was like, oh man, this is kind of hitting me in the feels. I kind of like the look of this game, and it's multiplayer. It's kind of a multiplayer party game. It's weird. There's sometimes, like with the Mario, you know, party games, I don't particularly love those games, and I would never really buy one, but I've gone to friends of mine's places and played them all night and really had a good time and all that. And this game is kind of like a side version of that for me. That's got the RPG mechanics that kind of really rub me the right way, and the board game stuff that I really, really like as well. So it kind of combines, and I was like, yeah, I have to play this game because it looks really, really interesting. Okay, I was going to save this for a Games We're Playing episode, but I'll talk about it here. The game that Kim is playing currently, Kim is going crazy for this game. She's going crazy. She was playing it all last night. We were on a big maze all night, and that is Star Ocean, the second story R. Here is the Collector's Edition, and the Collector's Edition looks fantastic. So much stuff going on in there. I like that. I thought, yes, I definitely would want this for sure. But Star Ocean has kind of won me over with this version on the PS1. It's a remake of that game, and it's really, really good. I love it. I love the graphics of it. I love the kind of 3D world, pixel, you know, the pixel characters running around on there, 2D, 3D. It works. It's a great combination. Combat is fast and kinetic. I like the towns. I like the environments. I like the story. I like the sci-fi. And it's going to be the first Star Ocean game that I really like. And Kim is the one playing it. And we were just sitting all last night, just really having a good time. She's around 26 hours in. I'm sure we'll talk about it in the future, in a future episode. But Star Ocean, go figure. Are you guys playing the game? What do you think? Let me know down below. Okay, on to a few books now. And this is something that I never thought I would see in my lifetime. As a kid who grew up in the 80s and 90s and discovered ease in the late 80s, early 90s, I never thought I would ever see this, ever, in my lifetime. And here I am, about to turn 50, and there is a novelization of the Lacrimosa of Donna here, of Ys 8. a game that I've said is a 10 out of 10 game on many an episode. And you know me, I love the E series, and there was a novelization. I had to check this out. Where should we start here? The book is written by Anna Kashina, and I didn't know what to think going in. I was like, what? Like, here's why. We're taking a beloved video game, Japanese video game that got brought out over here, has been very niche for so many years, has got a little bit more acclaim over the years. Now we're taking one of my favorites in the series, the 8th game, and we're writing a novel based on a game? How will I imagine this? How will this, play out? I've read the first few chapters of this, and I want to say, I can't believe it. Like, she really nailed this. And I'm really blown away with the writing. It's whimsical, it's simple, it tells a story, and as I'm reading it, it's really weird. I'm imagining Adol in an anime form. I'm not thinking about the game, I'm thinking about Adol in an anime form. Getting, onto that ship and washing ashore onto that island, that mysterious island, and, with the curse on it, and discovering everything. And I'm kind of reading about it, and I'm reading about Adol, and I'm like, this is really kind of cool. And I never thought in my life I would be reading a book, a novel, based on ease. And I think this is a triumph. I think it's a triumph that we've reached this point with ease. That we've had all the games come out over here now. It's getting a bigger fan base, and this is another level that we're getting a novel based on one of the best East games ever made. And I just want to say that I think the author did a really great job, and I'm looking forward to reading a lot more of the Lacrimasa of Donna. I think it's really, really fascinating. I can't believe we got a book based on Ease.
Let's protect this place! Keep attacking!
And last up is some Dungeons & Dragons books. Yes, look at this right here. Planescape, Adventures in the Multiverse. And it comes with 3 books and a Dungeon Master's screen. And Adventures in the Multiverse, I was like, okay, you kind of sold me there. I really love the artwork on here. Very mysterious, very interesting. And yes, let's get into the 3 books right away here. Here's the first book, Sigil and the Outlands. This is kind of showing the entire world here and how you can transfer into other planes of existence. And it goes into the details of all of that and all of the details of this world. And it's really fascinating stuff. I'm like, the artwork is whimsical and interesting and really kind of brings up that Outer Worlds kind of feeling, the Outlands. And it's really mysterious, and you have strange monsters running around, strange animals running around that can communicate, and just strange locales in general. And so that's the first book. And the next book is an adventure. It's Turn of Fortune's Wheel, and you must explore the city of Doors and contend with the mighty immortals and chronicle the farthest reaches of the Outlands. In doing so, the adventurers discover a plot to undermine the rules of reality and have a chance to recover their true identities. So that's kind of an interesting adventure if you want to jump in there. And the last book is my favorite. And have a look at this cover to begin with. Yes, it is all the monsters and inhabitants of the multiverse. And yeah, so all of the different creatures throughout the multiverse are here represented. A lot of different animals that can talk and communicate, robots. Look at this stuff. It's so wild and really beautiful artwork in here. Kind of surreal artwork for some of this stuff, and really kind of gets your imagination going. And that's why I love these books, is because it gets my imagination going. I'm still playing an adventure with Kim. We're finishing it this Friday. You'll probably see this episode on Sunday. On Friday, we're going to play her final bit of our campaign that we're doing, and then we're moving into some new frontiers. And looking at books like this always inspire me and inspire my adventures. I always, when I'm coming up with D&D adventures, I'll grab like 5 books. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like this, kind of like this, kind of like this. And I'll just flip through them, and I'm like, yeah, I want this here, this here, this here. I sometimes never just use a full book. I don't, I use bits and pieces of multiple books, and then I make it my own, right? So all of these books right here You know, I'll take little pieces of each of them, things that inspire me. And that's what Dungeons & Dragons can be. There can be entire books that if you don't know how to run a campaign, that will help you run a campaign. Like this book right here. Or you just figure it out for yourself and take bits of that and make it your own. That's my favorite thing to do all the time. And yeah, I just wanted to show some new game stuff here today. And I'll ask you guys, what have you picked up in the way of new game stuff? Have you picked up new games, old games? I picked up a few of those today. Let me know what you picked up down below. So anyways, guys, until next time.